Hello kids, Daddy's here. Right now, Daddy will show you an American romance comedy film from 2008, titled The Hottie and the Naughty. Prepare your snacks to feel the cringe and crunch. Be a good kid and subscribe to Daddy's channel. Spoilers ahead, watch out. The film begins with a boy named Nate glancing over at the new student, Christabel. At that exact moment, he felt his first signs of falling in love. He goes home and makes an art to declare his love, intending to present it to her on Valentine's Day. When Nate wants to give Christabel the gift, he realizes that other boys who also like her have already given their gift to her, leaving him behind. The story continues to 20 years later. Nate still can't forget about his first love, the beautiful Christabel, from their time in elementary school. To ask for help in finding Christabel, Nate visits his best friend from first grade, Arno. Arno tells him in order to get Christabel's heart, Nate must please Christabel's best friend, the naughty June. After got information from Arno, Nate goes to Santa Monica Beach where Christabel jogs on the beach every day with many stalkers trying to catch her eye. His breath is taken away when he sees Christabel jog because of how hot her body is. He follows her, resulting knocking her to the ground. She eventually remembers Nate from elementary school. They goes to the cafe near the beach to catch up. Christabel is still single and has neither a boyfriend nor children. When they talk about what they do for living, Nate claims to be a personal trainer but is actually jobless. After hearing this, Christabel invites him to visit the yoga class and informs him that June will also be there. Nate arrives just before the start of the yoga class. He finally meets the naughty June after a long time, and she is still ugly as hell. When the yoga class begins, Nate takes a spot behind them and sees how Christabel's and June's asses are different. After the yoga session, Nate invites Christabel to dinner. Christabel, however, explains to him that she had vowed to herself not to date anyone else until her best friend June has someone special in her life. Nate therefore posts an advertisement seeking people for paid medical research. The first responder is a man named Cole. Cole tries to back out of the agreement when he sees June, though, because she is ugly as hell. Nate triples his offer and he accepts to join the game. They hired a boat to have some good time in the sea. However, when the captain sees June, he decides not to go aboard. Christabel decides to get a tan. Nate and Cole are astounded by her body. However, because June resembles an animal, it is unsettling to look at her body. Suddenly, June's infected toenail flies into Cole's mouth. Had enough of this date, Cole jumps into the sea. Later, Christabel confesses to Nate that she likes him. However, she can't abandon June. After hearing this, Nate discusses how he believes he can help June and tells her that he has a plan. They are tying Cole to an electrical device so they can conduct an experiment on him in order to make him attracted to June. But that doesn't seem to work. However, when they hypnotize him into believing June is an alien, it seems work. They go on a date on the boardwalk. It turns out that the electrical device temporarily fools his brain. During a date, however, his mind returns, causing him to snap out of it and flee. To comfort June, Nate and Christabel take her to see the mime. But June is mocked by the mime. Suddenly, a man named Johan emerges from the crowd and stands out for June. Johan invites them over to his house, where he comforts June and talks about all the amazing things he has accomplished in life. He also offers to do a makeover on June when he apparently sees her inner beauty. Nate discusses Johan with Arno. Arno informs him that Johan is only attempting to comfort June in order to get Christabel. One day, they go out to the club, where Johan ends up leading Christina onto the dance floor. Nate and June end up having chemistry after they briefly dance together. When Nate notices Johan unbuttoning his shirt, he rushes onto the dance floor and accidentally tackles Christabel. Christabel confronts Nate about his actions and explains that his attitude is unacceptable. She puts an end to the thing between them. Arno gives Nate encouragement after he has already given up. To reconnect with Christabel and win her heart, he advises Nate to visit the beach where she jogs. Nate waits for her to jog in the cafe. He is shocked when June greets him, as she has undergone a complete transformation. They end up having a wonderful conversation. At June's house, Nate asks about Johan, but she doesn't seem particularly interested in the subject. Later, when Nate confesses that his mission to get Christabel's heart has been pointless, she replies that she will tell Christabel to give Nate another chance. But June appears to be upset by his confession. Nate chooses to kiss June after hearing that she has never been kissed. However, after he admits to her that he has no idea why he did that, things deteriorate, leading June to expel him. After the costume party, Christabel expresses her gratitude to him for supporting June throughout everything. She rewards him by bringing him to her lingerie closet, where he is free to choose the lingerie he likes the most. Meanwhile, June is spending the night with Johan. Goddamn, Nate has a really good taste in a lingerie. Nate realizes he has fallen in love with June just as they are about to make love. When he explains it to Christabel, she is understanding and advises him to go get June before it's too late. When Nate arrives at Johan's house, he discovers that June ultimately left. Nate goes all the way to the boardwalk where he discovers June sitting alone. He approaches her and declares his love for her. They then kiss. That's all for today's kids. Please watch and subscribe this Another Sigma's channel.